So first up, something kind of funny, but also proof of the Great Takeover. If you wanted a society that could be taken over completely by the government, where the people no longer have rights, and the people can't determine right from wrong and up from down and out from in, then what you would start to do is to teach people, number one, that boys can be girls and girls can be boys, but also that fat people and skinny people are exactly the same in terms of the way their body looks. In other words, if you looked at someone who is morbidly obese, that somehow that is a beautiful body, even if the individual has chosen to be that way through eating habits and so forth. I'm being very careful here, as you can tell. And someone who is intentionally trying to take care of themselves. They work out, or they walk a lot, or they really watch their diet. They try not to drink too much. They do, that is alcohol. They try to drink too much. They don't do drugs. In other words, they're really trying to take care of their bodies. And one of the things the government would do is to try to convince you that those who are obese, look just as good as those who are thin. Proof, ladies and gentlemen, proof be told. Well, get this. Snowflake activists have forced the cancellation of the group Queen's, remember Queen, Fat Bottom Girls. So the Queen has a song called Fat Bottom Girls. It's been around for decades, obviously. And here's what the article says. As so-called body positivity activists continue to push the obesity agenda, Universal Music Group has dropped one of the British classic rock band Queen's most popular songs, titled Fat Bottom Girls, from its latest Greatest Hits compilation, according to The Telegraph. The 1978 single, penned by Queen lead guitarist and part-time astrophysicist Brian May, is a rollicking celebration of thickness, with lyrics like, quote, "I was just a skinny lad, never knew no good from bad, but I knew life before I left my nursery, left alone with big fat Fanny. She was such a naughty nanny. Big woman, you made a bad boy out of me." So the label of the record company, the label decided that it was inappropriate and not suitable. And so they've decided to do what? They decided to, get rid of the song altogether, or at least to get rid of some of the lyrics. So, included in the Universal curated selection in the band's biggest hit to date, Bohemian Rhapsody, which critics interpret as being about Mercury's coming to grips with his terminal AIDS diagnosis, the song, the opening lines, "Mama just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead." Apparently, all these different songs, like all songs, ladies and gentlemen, have lyrics that people may find objective or not objective. We live in a free society. You're free not to listen to the song, okay? You're free to turn that radio station off. You're free, by the way, to not listen to the Spotify channel that has those songs. I mean, now you can actually curate the kind of songs that you want to listen to, right? With Spotify as an example. So you don't have to listen to the song. But of course, we know that we are in a process of a great takeover in the United States and across the planet in Western democracies, when the left tries to tell us that you can't criticize fat or you can't make fun of fat. In other words, you can't say, "Wow, that's fat." No, you're not supposed to say that. Instead, you're supposed to say, "Well, that is a really beautiful person over there who, looks just like everybody else. They're just as well-defined as every other person that is here today." It's nonsense, right? So we're going to play for you this song from Queen, give you a little feel for it. And here it is. Here's the clip.
You gotta take me home tonight. Oh, time to sign your red fire light. Oh, you gonna let it all hang out. Fat bottom girls, you make the rocking world go round.
So there's this song. As you can tell, the song rocks it out, and it's a funny song. It's a great song to sing to, but apparently you can't do that anymore. On Twitter, Omri Seren said, maybe ban all songs as potentially demeaning to someone, except rap, of course. I mean, you know you hear the stuff they say on rap. Of course not. We're not going to cancel that. And then, quote, here's another one, another person on Twitter. I think it's the same person. I'm confused. So are we or are we not allowed to like fat bottom girls? But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the thing. We're being told by our government that if you're obese, that somehow that is supposed to be just as attractive as someone who's thin, as I've said before. And so part of the great takeover is to confuse people about what is and what isn't, and what is thin and what is fat, and to reverse the two. Oh, actually, fat is more attractive than thin. In whose book, right? I mean, who thinks that? And of course I feel bad for people who are morbidly obese. Of course I do, okay? And I know that in some cases, there are serious health issues that have led to that. But in most cases, I think it's a choice. I really do. I think it's a health, a lifestyle issue. But we can't even talk about that anymore because of the great takeover. The great takeover would